Here we are with part 2 of the trig limits video, just a quick one here, and to look at some different examples, not more examples too, but different examples of what you can do with trig. Alright, with this limit, I want you to take a look at what's going on here. Notice we have sine squared x over x squared. Well, that's a little tricky looking, but it's exactly the same as what we learned yesterday about trig limits. So let's take a look. Really, we can rewrite this as this. Okay, just using the laws of exponents. And we know that the limit as x goes to 0 of this is 1. So what we're talking about here is just 1 squared, or 1. Woohoo! All right. Now, that's pretty straightforward. But look at this one. This one's upside down. And let me talk about this as if the 2's weren't there for a moment. Okay, you'd have x over tan x. Well, we know this. We know that the limit as x goes to 0 of tan x over x is equal to 1. So can't you conclude that its reciprocal, x over tan x, is also equal to 1? Yes, we can. So in this case, the answer is still 1. All right. Even though these coefficients are here, what they end up doing, in a sense, is canceling each other out. In fact, one of the rules that we use for evaluating this type of limit, and it only works with sine and tangent, is you take the ratio of these two coefficients to get your answer. Okay, so let's look at a second one along that line. We have a coefficient of 1 here. So there's a 4 here and a 1 here. So what we do again, so we take the ratio of these coefficients, and we get 4, and that's our answer. Okay. So what do you think the answer of this guy is? 2/3? Well, I'm sorry. It is not 2/3. It's actually, well, D, N, E. And let's talk about why. Okay, remember my first rule of limits is to plug in. So if we plugged into this component, we would get 1 in the numerator. But if we plugged in here, we will get 0. In effect, we have 1 over 0, which we know is non-existent, undefined, or D&E. Okay, so when cosine shows up, these rules of coefficients go out the door, because cosine is an entirely different animal, and you have to treat it as a cosine function. Okay, so one last quick example. This is a short video, but I want you to look at this. Once again, we have tan 3x over 2x. All right, so we take the ratio of these coefficients, and we have 3/2. And it's really as simple as that. There are times when you're going to want to simplify a little bit more, maybe break it up. So for instance, if we have limit as x goes to 0 of tan x divided by sine x, for instance. Okay, well, believe it or not, the answer here is still 1. Okay, if you could almost think of this as the limit as x goes to 0 of tan x over x divided by sine x over x. But then because of just algebraic sense, those two go away, which leads to that. But we know this. We know that tan x over x is 1, sine x over x is 1, and therefore the overall value of the limit is 1. All right. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day.